Hello, everybody. Welcome back to What's the Sip, a podcast by friends for friends. Happy Monday. Thank you for having some patience and grace with me last week when we did not release an episode. I'm really trying to get better at scheduling and planning for future episodes instead of doing everything last minute. So that's what I spent last week doing. And so hopefully we're gearing up for some good episodes to come. No sipper of the week this week, so we'll work on getting back on track here soon. It's all a work in progress. So to jump right into today's episode, really excited to have my good friend Dan here. Hello, Dan.
Hello, Josh.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Dan thinks that him being on the podcast is you think that this is your solidification into our friendship. I thought we were already friends.
Well, there's billions of people out there who have not sat on this couch.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to affirm that.
Oh.
Just say, I'm here.
Thanks for being here.
I'm happy. It might have sounded a little hyperbolic, but I'm happy.
Thank you for being here. Do you want to tell us what we're
tonight we're drinking Rooibos tea, red. I'm drinking a Negroni. This is a 3-ingredient drink that I usually drink. It's a gin drink.
Yep.
Very bitter. Not like me. I'm too sweet. So I drink bitter drinks just to level myself out a little bit. And for those of you who might be feeling like Josh is betraying some of his diets because of his triathlon, your training, his is a NA.
He's really kind and did get me an NA Negroni. Cheers.
Cheers.
Great.
You like it?
Yeah.
You don't have to like it.
No, it is good. I think I'm a gin person. No, I'm a tequila person. Sorry. I forgot about that one.
And it rhymes.
Yeah. So it's easy. Is gin your go-to?
Yeah.
What was in when we hung out a couple weeks ago, the green tea drink?
That's whiskey.
Oh, which is shocking because I really like that and I don't like whiskey.
Yes, that's why you did have one, at least a sip.
Yeah, I would consider having a glass of that.
I should have brought that.
That's okay. Is a Negroni your tried and true, your go-to drink?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
For how long has that been true?
Years.
Really?
I just like a bitter drink. So Eastern Kill started coming out with the bitter pill, they called it, when they first started. And the gin and tonic was just a little too sweet.
Do you think it still is?
It is sweet. It's a sweeter drink. The tonic is, and so to me, you can do it. But I went to the dentist, and the dentist was like, "Are you drinking a lot of pop?" And I'm like, "No, I don't drink pop." And he's like, "Everyone says they don't drink pop." He goes, "But I can tell you do." I'm like, he goes, "You have a cavity in your front tooth." I'm like, he goes, "This is from when people drink with a straw and all that stuff." And I'm like, "That's not me." He goes, "Are you drinking cocktails through a little straw?" I was like, "Oh, that might be me."
I might be doing that. When was that?
I don't. Last time I went to the dentist, I mean.
Okay.
10 years ago, maybe. I don't know. It was a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you don't feel the need?
I'm more of an a la carte when it comes to stuff like that. I when we had our first baby in 2019, I was like, I better go to the doctor just to get checked out, because there's a lot of things on the list that I were to be around a doctor that I would like to ask.
Sure.
And so I go in, I'm like, hey, I can't remember the last time I went to the doctor, so I'd like to just give me a look, just tell me. And the doctor's like, okay, when's the last time you came? I go, honestly, I can't tell you, because I'll look on your chart, your file. He goes on the computer. He looks at me.
Nowhere to be found.
He looks at the computer. 1992.
That's the last time you went to the doctor?
He's like, where's my... He starts pulling needles out. He's like, we got to... he started giving me shots.
He panicked.
Yeah, and so
that's
kind of just been kind of the way it is. You just go
that's
when
really
you need
funny.
to go, and you get what you need done.
Yeah. Actually, I really haven't been to the doctor recently either. I go to the dentist regularly, but not the doctor. I don't have a PCP, so...
Well, I didn't help. I said, I have a mole. I'd like you to check. He goes, that's nothing.
Okay.
I go, my belly button hurts when I drink an IPA. He goes, He goes, that's not a symptom. I was like, well,
He's like, that is unrelated.
I go, if the wind blows, I wake up, and he goes, I think you're just a light sleeper. I'm like, what the heck am I doing here? Help me out, doc.
He like just lie to me and tell me that something's wrong.
Yeah, so I stepped on a rusty nail the other day. He's like, I'll give you a shot, and you know, so
tetanus.
Yeah, so we're good.
But you're good. You're passing with flying colors.
I'm fine.
Do you feel healthy?
There was one thing that I was getting food stuck in my throat when I was eating. I had to I was at Blue Dog. I took a bite of something and I had to walk around the block in order to get it
digested.
Yeah, and so then I went in and they were like, we need to go into your throat and look, and they said that when they put me asleep, I wasn't. They were having a hard time getting it in there, and that I said while I was asleep, you should make it look like a hot dog. And so
you said that
apparently
unconscious?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh wow.
But they got it all sorted out,
and you're good to go.
Yeah, I'm fine.
That is awesome. I was just talking to somebody about Blue Dog because it was my barber, because we were talking about chicken tenders randomly. He considered himself a chicken tender CEO, and I think that Blue Dog, they're in my top 3 for chicken tenders.
I agree.
Very, very good.
Yeah, and Penny, my daughter, doesn't even like chicken, and she requests the chicken tenders from Blue Dog.
Really?
Oh, it's her favorite thing.
Yeah, they're really good. I love I'm assuming you have been to the new outdoor seating that they opened last summer.
Love it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really leveled up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, nice. How did we get here? I know where we're going next.
Keep it on track, host.
I'm trying my best. Our friendship origin story. It's pretty clear. I mean, we used to be coworkers, and I'm trying to think of my first interaction with you, or the first time that we had a conversation. I don't fully know. My earliest recollection is that you were friends with Maria's friend group.
I want to be.
Oh,
I'm trying.
In my head,
I'm always trying to weasel my way in.
In my head, I thought you were, because
good.
Anna and
I hope
Maria
you think
and
that.
Rachel and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh my gosh, he's friends with them, and I'm like, that's really cool. And then, I feel like now we're friends, and I feel like you're friends with a lot of my friends, and
When you were talking to Molly the other day about when you guys did that TikTok,
yeah,
I was there. I was sitting there watching you do that.
Yeah,
and I remember. I don't know if I can't remember if I knew you well or not before then, but I do think, to me, that was a real moment when I saw you.
When you watched that,
and I saw a man doing that, and I thought, I like this guy. But does it go further back?
Not
Probably.
much,
I mean,
but maybe a little bit. But then, yeah,
I've never met somebody that didn't like you.
Whoa,
and
that's kind.
I've always thought you are one person that everybody would want to be friends with, for sure.
Wow, thanks, Dan. Thanks, that's really kind.
Just saying what I'm thinking.
I love it. This is the place to do it. But then, yeah, post 2023, we just kind of kept chatting, kept hanging out, hot tubbing, making mixed drinks.
Well, I think, to me, I like friends who want to have good conversation.
Yeah.
I was just talking with somebody today about that, how I have this space for our small group where we used to have good conversation, but now we become so well known in this place that people always talk to us and ruin it for us. As an anecdote, to contrast what I was saying, is what I do like is to have a good conversation. Every time that you would come and talk to me, I just feel like we could go and have a really widespread, good conversation
Cover
about whatever it is, critical thinking or just sort of reverse engineering decisions or whatever. And
truly,
that was really, you were planning on going through grad school at the time, or in the middle of it or something, which I think maybe kind of helped. But
I was probably in the middle of it.
Yeah,
I think so. But yeah, and then just keep hanging. So that's great. Just to give what?
Did you walk at graduation?
Yeah, I did.
I did too.
Well, okay, this was my.
Some people don't. They don't want to do it.
Well, this was my justification. Not justification, but no, not that. That's not the right word I was thinking about. I was really proud to finish my master's because I when I was in undergrad, I hated school. I hated like the academic part of it just because I didn't care about it. I was more in college for like friendship and fun.
Nice.
And then I graduated during COVID, so I didn't have a graduation ceremony. And so for my master's, I was like,
You deserved it.
I'm gonna walk because I deserve it. Yeah, because I really did want to walk for my undergrad, but then we had no ceremony.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
good.
It was a good
for you.
experience. It was a good experience. It like helped me, like it sealed the deal for me. But I just told Charlie this the other day. I actually don't have a diploma because I had like an outstanding balance of like $140 that I never paid. So I have a degree but no diploma.
You'll probably never need to.
No.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah. Good
So
for you. Little asterisks there.
He's like, "Is that malpractice?" And I was like, "I don't think so. I have a license."
Hey, Charlie, check the tassel. Okay.
True.
That is better than the diploma.
Yeah,
I'll slip
that's
the tassel.
true. And I have that. So, Dan, for maybe the people that are listening and maybe like don't know you or don't know Dan, maybe give us a little insight about who you are in the sense of what you spend your days doing, family, just anything that you feel like, okay, if somebody doesn't know Dan, who is Dan?
I found out later in life that I was Enneagram 6, a phobic 6. Whereas for a lot of times, a lot of years, I thought I was a 4.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking today, I was talking to myself in the mirror, and I was just referring to some memories, one of which was I walked the Mackinac Bridge a lot when I was a kid.
Okay.
With Memorial Day, they opened up the Mackinac Bridge, and you can walk across it. Me and my best friend used to do it for some reason.
That's great.
One year, though, I decided to walk backwards. Not the wrong way, just by taking steps in reverse. The whole way? Yes.
How long is it across the bridge?
5 miles. And I just, for some reason, I got it in my mind that I wanted to, just have a fresh start. One way of doing it that I hadn't done it before. And I was, as I was having this conversation, I was thinking, why do you think you really did that? And this is why I think that the 6 works for me, because it wasn't just to be different. That's would have been the cursory reading of that, is you just wanted to be different.
Yeah.
I actually, there's more of like a loyalty kind of built into, if I want to do something, I want to be loyal to that idea. And I'm going to see it through, and I'm going to do it,
Yeah.
And that was, to me, it was just a brief moment this morning this afternoon, and I was thinking about that memory of like, that's just the way that I'm wired.
Yeah.
Is a very loyal person.
Yeah.
And so to me, there's things about me that I think would drive other people crazy that I think this is just a good thing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I have 4 daughters.
Oh yeah, girl
that
dad.
I'm passionate about.
They're pretty awesome.
I really want to. I want to have. I would think that their life, the quality of their life, I think as they feel as they grow, would be directly related to. Not my happiness, but like just who I want to be is just somebody that raises daughters that are happy and healthy, and all the different plans and the stuff that you got to worry about is just the things that I do. That's what I worry about and think about. How old are they before you make a huge mistake, or whatever, like what, all this stuff, right? And so I'm constantly thinking about that. The woman I'm related to by marriage, Chelsea.
She's pretty great.
I'm big into our relationship, and it's kind of wacky when you have all the kids. Things just are totally different and all that, but we really try to stick together, check in every once in a while.
That's good. That's great.
One of our children is only 2 weeks old in a few days.
She's fresh.
And so that's kind of a really cool transition for everybody, because the other girls become way more into me. That's kind of their natural thing, is to find somebody else to suck the life out of, or whatever you want to call it. And then the other one, they kind of do their own thing, and I like it. I don't know if that's a bad thing or not, but I like the attention, and so we have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Which is that's
what's like the most fun thing about like being a dad, being a girl dad, or like that you like enjoy?
Well, gender isn't really a big thing that I enjoy either way. So
okay,
girl
sure.
dad, guy dad, I never really think in terms of that. That's not my big identity marker. But I think I enjoy... Two things come to mind.
Okay.
One is... Maybe 2.5. One is helping them learn how to problem solve through terrorizing them. I think this is common. I hope it's common, this rough play, just kind of pushing them, finding out where their stress is, and like figuring out where that push and pull is to just sort of see them grow in resilience.
Yeah.
And they've just become so into it. And,
That's awesome.
So we do a lot of wrestling, and I don't know if I could handle guys, because the girl wrestling is much easier.
Sure.
I think it's more of a tickle wrestle. I think that they like this, and it helps them kind of gain certain problem solving skills, especially as the rules change, and when we chase them around the property and the house and all that stuff. Probably 91% of parenting is revolving around wrestling with them.
Sure. 91's pretty high.
It's a lot. They're obsessed with it, and I don't even want to do it. I wake up so early just to not wrestle. Just to have do nothing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't last very long. All right. Furthermore, I like seeing them start to believe in things, whether it's God, and this is going to sound bad, but other things as well that are not real. Okay. I believe in God.
Oh,
but I know that this is controversial because
no, it's okay.
There's a lot of things that they.
Well, my favorite thing was when I was at your house most recently, and Penny had lost a tooth, and you and Chelsea's like trying to figure out what to write. Like from the Tooth Fairy.
Did you hear her yell out the window or not?
Penny?
Yeah.
Didn't you make her yell like, I
did,
believe in the Tooth
Fairy? That's the loudest.
And then Chelsea was like, Dan, why did you do that? And you're like, I think it's good for them to believe in something.
Yeah.
But I just thought that's funny. That was like, to me, I was like, oh, this feels like...
Did she lose that tooth when you were there?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog ate the tooth, I think.
Wait, no, but it was under the pillow.
Well, what had to happen was she ended up writing a letter explaining that she lost the tooth to the Tooth Fairy because somehow I think Murphy ate the tooth. And so
but then
she then had
I remember Chelsea
that.
coming downstairs and she was like, do you have any money to put under? So she did the tooth get eaten.
This must have been another one. By the time you had been there last, there was another tooth that came out that got lost. And then I had to write on there, it's okay. I understand.
Totally.
People lose teeth all the time.
Okay. That's hilarious. But yeah, helping them to believe in, or like watching them believe in something.
Especially, so with the Tooth Fairy to tell her, like, keep being brave.
Yeah.
She pulled that tooth out by herself, that last one, you know, and like that takes some time and some facing fear and pain and whatnot. We do have him in Awana for a while.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how much longer I can handle it, but it is interesting and fun to just see them grow and develop.
Yeah.
When it comes to Christianity and stuff like that. I think probably the thing that impresses me the most on that is when they pray and the things that they say. I've always been profoundly impacted by the prayers of children.
Yeah.
And when you give them a chance and the opportunity and like bring them into space to be able to do that, I'm sure you've experienced this.
It's
stuff.
awesome.
It's hard to... If you start seeing that, it's hard to think, man, this is going in a bad direction.
Totally.
Like when you really start to hear that, it's like,
okay,
I really like the thing that's happening here. So.
Yeah. I love that. I don't know what time it was, but when I was in like Kids Connect or whatever with with Penny and Georgia, and I think they both like did a little prayer or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I think, I don't remember which way it was, but I think Penny did, and then she's like, Georgia, pray. You know,
well,
being a good big sister.
Hopefully they don't put competition into the mix of that, but we'll see. I'll you know.
Did you have a half thing that you also enjoyed? What was the half?
That was the half.
That was the half.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
We had wrestling. We had faith and belief, and then one little practice.
Okay,
out of that, yeah.
Nice. What do you think is like the most challenging thing about being a dad? I didn't really prep you with any of these questions.
I think that there's a lot of challenging things. I think it's mostly challenge. If you are not prepared to be responsible for someone 24 hours a day, your productivity goes down significantly when you have a child. So you just sort of feel like you hit a wall, and it creates a new muscle sort of for you to build. If you can't kind of like embrace that, I think it's hard because you start to resent the person that's, that's needing, that's really truly needing you. I think it's hard to let go of control. Once you start to like really love this person and see their personality grow and be like, and you see the purity behind everything, the good and the bad, you do have this like lurking feeling behind you where you're like, I have to let go of this. Like, this is not, it wouldn't be good for me long term to dictate and control and ensure everything. But it really is hard to embrace that reality, but also to know that that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing for everybody. Yeah. A lot of parents I don't think figure out that moment well, and it turns into kind of a mess. I think I saw a TikTok video or something somebody sent me where it was like the opposite of daddy issues. Have you seen this?
No.
Well, it was like cursory. Daddy issues is like, well, if my dad won't, then I'll go to another boy that will. But they go flip it and say to the boy, oh, if you won't pay, my dad will.
Oh, okay.
if you won't treat me with respect, my dad will. Then go down the list and be like the type of dad that's like, genuinely, your daughter goes, I'm not going to settle for somebody that's worse than my dad. Like, why would I? And so I saw that. I thought that's a great articulation of kind of what I want to do and be for them. And so
nice. I think my friends and I, we were talking about you and Chelsea the other day because it was after I think Austin and Maria watched The Girls, and
they had a bat in the house.
Did they? Yes. They didn't say anything about that.
To navigate some of the things I like to throw at sitters is just challenges, just things that just make it difficult for them to see how they handle under pressure, because
I didn't actually hear a single thing about that.
I'm pretty impressed that they navigated that well. Because I didn't even know their strategy was to open the door and let it fly out in the living room where the stairwell is and all that. And I never thought to open the door. I once tried to get a bat to go out the door using a mirror. I don't know why I thought that would work because I don't know if I get that one. Yeah, exactly. And then I get the broom out, and I had one recently, and it was Chelsea's usually the one that gets them.
Okay, good for her.
I just can't. It's to me, it's for some reason there's something in me that's just not comfortable around bats. I'm very uncomfortable.
That's okay.
That's
okay. Thanks for admitting that.
So they solved that one, which is nice.
But they were just like Dan and Chelsea do just such a good job. And then like for like those of us that have like interacted with the girls that like maybe we just see the best sides of them because we're not with them 24 hours a day, obviously. But that like they're so well behaved, they're so polite, they're so like they live into their own personalities. Like they are such like you guys are doing such a great job raising them. And Austin is just like, I want to be like more like he's like when I'm dad, I hope I'm like Dan, where Dan's just like exactly what you said actually. So maybe you said the same word. He's like, I just want like to like them to be like happy and healthy and safe, and like all of the other things will kind of like fall into place in the sense of that. And that like
I had some great mentors who I really respected their kids.
Yeah.
And I still respect their kids. And I was always thinking, I'm a third boy out of 4 kids. So I have a younger girl, my sister younger than me. But I've lived most of my life observing my family, my brothers, like how did they figure out, and I'll just do the opposite or whatever. And so I was able to see a lot of like good examples of kids and really think, because I spent 5 years of my life living in a community house, like a prayer community house. And the people that were involved in that, you're involved in their life. You get to see them raising kids, and the people that I was following brought their kids to our prayer meetings and asked them to like contribute in certain ways. Like, what do you think about this? And
that's cool.
Is there something that's on your heart or whatever? And I think for me, when I saw that, it was like, I just want to expect more out of my kids. When it comes to like them contributing to this family and this conversation, and anyone could pray, anyone, but I want you to say what you want to say, or anybody, and so we often at dinner, we have a lot of like, would you rather, we have a lot of conversations just about like, what's your perspective on this or that. And
that's awesome.
I think what that does is it gives them a little bit more comfortability when it comes to adults and groups. Penny was a 6-month-old during the COVID time. Right. So I was a little like, how do we not have someone who doesn't like people? Because I love people. I want to have as many people around as possible. Extrovert. And I don't want her to, so anyways, I just threw her in everywhere I was going. Yeah. Oftentimes, if I go and do, like, I used to do a lot of weddings, and so I would go and bring her. I would bring her to the rehearsal dinner, bring her to the ceremony, have her sit. Like,
she's great. Totally.
Sit in one of the seats.
She's just another one of the people.
I want that. My parents were much like that, too. My dad's a minister. My mom was a teacher, but she helps out at the church a lot, too. And she's an ordained minister as well. So she does the music. When I was a kid, she would do the music, and she would allow me to help her with the music, even though I was in like 3rd grade or whatever. I would just go, and I had a guitar, and I would play anything, anytime. I would.
Totally.
I didn't know what they were doing.
Just hanging out.
But I was just up there with her. And, I remember one time one of the teenagers was like, said something about me playing the wrong chords or whatever, and I remember her just being like, just totally stuck up for me and was just like, no, I think you're hearing it wrong or something.
Totally. That's
I
cool.
know. I know he was right.
Yeah.
I like that guy. I was like, oh shoot, he caught me. I don't know how to play a B. That's a hard one for a 3rd grader to play. So I had that in my own home as well.
That's good.
So
sweet. I love it. That's good. That's awesome. I will definitely be texting you and Chelsea a lot when I have kids someday. So, okay, outside of fatherhood and husbandhood, I know that those obviously take up the majority of your time, but what other things do you like feel passionate about, or do you like enjoy doing in your free time?
The only 2 things that I care about is motorcycles and baseball. I knew
you were going to say motorcycles, but I wasn't sure if you were going to say.
It's not like I have anything to prove. Like I know I'm an American citizen. I have a blue passport. I don't need to I love baseball. I have a hard time sleeping, and a lot of time, and it's not like clinical. I don't want to go to sleep. I want to be awake. I don't know why. I want to think about stuff. I wake up early. I go to bed late.
How many hours do you sleep a night?
I don't know. 5 or 6.
Okay.
Not that much, but I mean.
Yeah, it's not a crazy amount, but.
I watch a lot of Ken Burns to go to sleep, So he did one on baseball, and it's like 9 episodes that are like 2 hours.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And I just thought, this is really it. Like, this is it for me. And I grew up playing baseball and playing softball, and I really think, I'm not saying anything bad about any other sport. All of the sports are great. Okay. But there's something special about like how fast they throw this ball.
Sure.
And how you run as hard as you can, and like how you got it. I just think it's and these guys are wearing button-down shirts and belts. I mean, what other sport are they dressing up for?
That's true.
Not only that, the manager is usually dressed up in cleats too. Like,
true.
He could go play.
Yeah.
No other coach. They're wearing,
fair.
ties.
Yeah,
they're wearing suits. This guy's like, actually, you never know. I might get out there and give him the what for myself. And so I'm into baseball. I'm really happy about the Tigers and Justin Verlander. We're the oldest baseball player and the youngest on the same team.
Nice.
And I think it's just fun.
Yeah.
That to me, if I go to Comerica Park, if you ever said, Dan, I want to go there, I want to sit with you, it's hard for me to feel happier. Like just as like a full body experience.
Yep.
I was there last year. It was pouring down rain. I didn't even bring
Smile
a
on
coat.
your face.
I didn't even move. I just sat
I believe
there.
that to be true.
I just sat there. I was like, where else would I rather be?
Totally.
Right now?
Totally.
Drenched. Completely drenched.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. And then motorcycles.
Well, my grandpa had some old motorcycles, and I was not allowed to ride them, according to my parents. But my grandpa let me ride them when I was a kid,
nice.
And he got me into that feel. But when Obama was president, he gave everybody $250. Well, I don't know how whatever everyone else got. Okay. I got a check for $250 during the Great Recession.
Oh, okay.
As if that's going to do anything. Well, what I did with it is I bought a motorcycle on Craigslist at the time is what we were using for that amount of money. It didn't run. It didn't have a brake. It had a hole in the gas tank. But my friend who was living with me at the time helped me get it started. And I never fixed the brake. It did have a rear brake. It had a front brake, and the headlight we used a flashlight. I taped a flashlight.
Okay.
I would just click it on when it was time.
Sure.
The gas tank had a hole in it, like at the top, like you could see
Don't
it.
fill
like,
it up too much.
down. Exactly. And I just wanted to find out, am I going to be into this or not? Because a lot of people, when they ride on the road, they're like, "Oh, I don't like it. It's too scary," or whatever. That summer, I probably rode 5,000 miles on that motorcycle.
Wow.
Like, I rode everywhere.
He was into it.
And I'm like, this is great. Well, I meet this person that I ended up marrying, and she's a hairstylist. And at the time, she was getting a lot of cash tips. And we were dating. I remember sitting at one of my favorite pizza places. And she has this look on her face. She's just smiling at me. I'm like... And I don't even know how long we've been going together.
Okay.
I'm like, what are you doing? And she pulls out of her purse this envelope full of money, just chock full of cash. I did not grow up wealthy or in any proximity to cash or money, ever.
Sure.
We ran out of gas on our way to school many times.
Okay.
With my mom. Okay. Not just me. And she just said, I don't know how much money is in this envelope, but I'm giving it to you to buy a motorcycle that is not like a total death trap like the one that you're buying.
Wow.
Or that you're driving. And I was like, there's no way I can't marry this person now.
For real.
And so really had one option after that.
That is so generous.
I bought this, motorcycle, and I just have been into it. I really just feel so happy. When I'm riding a motorcycle, I have a helmet on, but you can't see. I'm always just smiling. I always am just like, this is so much fun.
That is awesome.
And then I got into, I met a couple of guys that have become some of my closest friends. And we decided to all buy bikes you could ride on the street and off the street.
Okay.
Now, this is where things really took off because we got intercoms, so we can talk on an open channel. It's just totally open.
Sure.
If your phone rings, you can buzz out and answer the phone.
Sure.
I mean, you can listen to music or whatever. But it's just like this, like you and me talking right now. But we're riding through the woods. We're riding through all kinds of 2-tracks and dirt roads through Michigan. And we've traveled all over many different states. We're just talking the whole time. And
that's so fun.
That really, to us, it's just like, it's just fun. It's doing something. You're getting out in the woods. You're seeing stuff you would never have seen before. We rode all the way around Lake Michigan in a weekend. Just
fun.
Stupid, just fun stuff that you make these little plans to go ride.
I want to do that.
And it's not like you're just trapped in your own world. Except for one time, one guy forgot his microphone.
Oh, no.
And so he could only listen to us talk. And it was driving him nuts because he couldn't like
contribute
us or like, or like if you were like, oh, what's the name of that one guy or whatever, then he would probably
he like has it in his head, but he can't do anything about it. Oh, that would be crazy.
That is pretty bad. But aside from that, I mean, really, that's what I'm going for. Like, if I have any time to like go do something for a day or a weekend with those guys, that's what we're gonna do.
That's fun.
Sometimes we do that to the Tigers.
I was just gonna say, Dan. I was just gonna say, your peak day must be riding your motorcycle to Detroit.
It is, and one of my friends in the group has season tickets, and so
oh my gosh,
you
can't beat it.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's really fun. What's like the furthest you've ever ridden?
In a day, or like in my life? It's hard to say. I'm what you would call a commuter. So okay. I will drive to work and back. I mean, some people won't do that. They'll just do trips or just do woods.
Okay. What did I ask? The furthest?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? I guess that. Like, not maybe in a day, but just like, have you ridden all the way out to California? Or like the Pacific Northwest? Or
well, when you're talking off-road, there's benchmarks that people go for. Like, you can drive all the way across America off-road. It's called the Trans-American Trail.
Okay.
Most states have like a back road discovery route that some motorcyclists have planned. And of course, all of the Great Lakes have what is called the Circle Tour, where you ride all the way around each event.
I did not know that.
If you go on to like, if you go over to Lakeshore and you're driving on 31 or any of those, there's usually like a sign, Ludington's this way, but there'll be a little sign at the top that'll have like a banner around the mitten, and it'll say Circle Tour.
Oh, have you ever seen that?
That sign is for people who are traveling around each lake.
Oh.
And you can actually get a passport and like stop at all these places and get a stamp.
Really?
And like you can get like some sort of certificate.
Do you have those?
Well, what happened was I made a different Circle Tour.
Sure.
I'm the maps person, and I wanted to do mostly off-road. So as much off-road and as much view of the lake as possible.
Oh, nice.
A lot of those tours are just like highway.
Yeah. You're not seeing the lake.
Boring. We would like to go into like there's roads usually that like Lakeshore Drive, or whatever. You can actually see most of the time the lake, or when you're in the UP and stuff like that. So
I never noticed those.
That was a big weekend for as far as miles go. A lot of times we go, if we're going to do a big trip, we go to West Virginia because it's the same amount of time as you'd go to the UP if you're going to do something just to go straight down there. And they have some pretty legendary areas to ride off-road there as well in the Appalachian Mountains. And
that sounds very fun.
They named it after one of the biggest family feuds in American history, the Hatfield-McCoy Trail System. And so...
Never heard of.
The Hatfield-McCoy feud.
Should I have?
It's just a part of, American culture.
Okay.
There's
Sorry.
There's always something to learn every day. And
feels true.
These two families had they had a lot of issues with each other over the years. And so there's a lot of good competition in America, right? Harley Davidson and Indian, there's just a lot of stuff that you're like Coke and Pepsi. What's the story behind all that, And so Hatfield-McCoy is one to tuck in your podcast pocket if you ever were bored.
It's right on back there.
There might be even a movie about it or something. I don't know.
My fun fact for you, and you might actually already know this because you're a former employee of Arby's, is that the founder of Arby's, I don't know if it was two brothers or two friends. It must have been two friends because their last names started with R and B.
Is that?
Yes. And so then they Arby's, R and B.
I'm not sure that's...
No, Dan, it is. Look it up.
I know, I'd rather not, but I think...
Look it up later.
Roast beef is RB.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's how they got there. I'm going to get more of that. But it is true. Trust.
I have no doubt that it's true.
You seemed really doubtful.
And, I'm sure it is. And really, I mean, to me, I was just a guy Because Arby's had a oven mitt that they were working with for like 5 years. Like that's their mascot, was this oven mitt. And I was the one wearing the oven mitt most of the time out by the road, you know, and you just get to stand there or whatever. So I don't know what the history is of it. I just would, hey, you know, come in here. Obviously, the sign isn't enough. You had to see me, you know, but.
That's awesome.
It's before they invented those flowy guys.
Yeah, it was you. You were a trailblazer. You're a trailblazer for directing incoming traffic.
I you know, and I am. My dad is a minister, but also he's a chaplain for the state police. His dad was a sergeant for the state police. So I grew up breaking a lot of rules, but I was apprehensive about it. And one day, with permission from my dad, I called in sick to Arby's. Never would do this. I never get sick. I would never call in sick.
Sure.
So we were going golfing though. And I've never been invited golfing. Like, this is my dad and his brother. Like, this is going to be amazing. Well, we go golfing, and then we're coming back, and wouldn't you know it, we got into a full-blown car accident right in front of Arby's. Right at the stoplight. And they come out, you know, this is a important matter, and it's exciting. And they go, Dan, what are you doing?
You should be working.
I thought you were sick. I came into work today because of you. And I'm like, yeah.
Odds that.
See, you can't lie. You cannot lie. Oh, this is just.
That's funny.
I don't want to deal with lies. So, anyway, it just popped into my mind when you talked about Arby's because, yeah.
I mean, it's a great place. We love it in this household.
Good.
Okay, you had some mixed feelings about this, but the time that my friends and I we went to Applebee's after a softball game. We were going on this Facebook Marketplace storyline.
Okay.
And so then that made me curious about, and I mean, you like Facebook Marketplace, like any good recent buys, but I do want to ask you, like, what's the furthest that you've driven for a Facebook Marketplace pickup, and what's like the most maybe obscure or random thing that you've gotten off of Marketplace?
Well, it all started with Craigslist. I mean, Craigslist,
the OG,
was the way that you could kind of find stuff. I mean, other than that, you could go to a garage sale. I like to view these as public garage sales. The Facebook Marketplace is the largest garage sale in the world.
Perfect.
And that's just how you got to view it. I mean, when you're scrolling, you're walking through somebody's garage, basically.
Truly.
Just sort of streamline the process. One time I bought a motorcycle off of either Facebook or Craigslist in Minnesota or something, I think it was. And I didn't even have a car to go get it. I had to borrow somebody's car to go do it. And then borrowed somebody else's trailer. And I thought that I could get there by like midnight. And then I did. I think I bought it at midnight, but then I tried to come home and I was too tired. So
you tried to do a quick turnaround?
I found somebody who I knew who lived in Chicago, and I stayed the night at their house. It was just kind of a random.
What? With the motorcycle?
Sad for them. It was on the car, a trailer. But I think now that you mentioned that, I had a situation where I just popped into my mind. I drove to Wisconsin, drove back, had to spend the night, multi-day purchase. I had something else that popped into my mind when I was talking about that was way worse than that, but I can't remember what it is. But no, I mean,
any obscure purchases or random things that you've... I mean, a motorcycle is a pretty big Facebook Marketplace buy.
First of all, let me just tell you, I buy everything on eBay. Okay, all of the clothes that I wear, except for this jacket, is my grandpa's jacket. Okay, obviously you know that. But everything else I buy on eBay. I've never really dabbled in the eBay check world. eBay first. I was at Bill and Paul's a couple years ago, and I saw the Patagonia white. It kind of looks like the jacket that I wear sometimes. It's got like white. Yeah, I don't know what you call that. Sherpa look. Yeah. It was like a lot of money, right?
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, I love this jacket. I put it on. I was like, I could definitely wear this jacket. Well, then I left and I go on eBay and it was like $25.
Oh,
the
nice.
exact one. I'm like, I'm
done
I had
deal.
the jacket the next day.
Yeah.
Never been worn or whatever. Slightly worn with a dog. I don't know. I'll wipe it off. And these shoes I bought on eBay. I mean, you can find it. You don't have. And again, I personally don't want to have a brand new shoe. Right?
Fair.
Okay. Everybody's obsessed with brand new shoes. I would like it to have been worn a little bit because it feels a little bit more comfortable.
You don't have to break it in.
Exactly. And so
even still, you check eBay before Marketplace?
Oh yeah, I buy stuff on eBay every month. I don't care whatever I need. I just bought something the other day, a little a wheel weight. Okay, these little weights you put on your tires. I just somebody had some for sale. But for Marketplace, yeah, I've bought all of our cars.
Oh, nice.
Off of there. I mean, and then I've had a lot of situations where that's gone wacky. This Jeep I was going to buy, it's like an old Jeep, like a CJ. I'm familiar in the 70s. Jeep Wranglers were called CJ.
Oh, okay.
And I go on there and this guy's like, did I tell you this? The Jeep?
I don't know.
Okay, the guy's like, yeah, this is a frame off restoration. Okay, so he took the body off, restored everything, put it back on. It was all rusty. And he's like, yeah, we just lost interest in it. So all the important stuff was done.
Oh, okay.
And the outside doesn't look great, which I thought, that's good. I would rather have, it's a little humbling, right? To have the outside look kind of nasty, but the inside is all nice. It's like a Christian. And so I go, all right, I'm going to buy that. And Chelsea was out of town. She was at a work night. Girl, her salon, they do weekends every once in a while.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm going to buy this. He goes, all right, come on over. He was over by Steak and Shake on Alpine. So I drive up there. I come in and he's like, I go, hey, where's the Jeep? He's like, I thought that you were just here, but somebody else came early and bought it. Someone else he was talking to on Marketplace bought it.
Oh.
I get it. It's hard to keep track of all the different people messaging you and who's coming when, and people sometimes don't show up. So I was pretty upset. I'm like, that was like he stole it from me. So I go home and I'm like, I've already committed to buying a Jeep this weekend, so I'm just going to buy one. I'm going to find one and buy one.
Oh, my gosh.
So then I find the exact opposite. Okay, I find a Jeep that looked pretty decent on the outside, but on the inside it was a total mess. It was rusty in the floor. You could see the ground, and it was up in Cadillac. So I call a friend. I'm like, can you give me a ride to Cadillac? Well, I'm going to call this guy and see if this Jeep's available. He said, sure, just let me know. I call him and he doesn't answer. He calls back. His wife goes, hey, what do you want? I go, well, I just saw an ad for sale for a Jeep. Just calling on it. And she goes, well, my husband is selling that, but his best friend died today.
Oh, my gosh.
And so I don't think he's going to be in the mood today. I said, I'm just calling. I don't care. I'm not trying to, whatever you got to do. A couple hours later, I get a call from the number. It's the guy. He goes, hey, I live in Saginaw, but I'll drive to Cadillac to meet you there. I need to take a drive. I just need to get out of the house and just get. I was like, okay. He goes, well, one thing you should know is there's no battery in that car.
Okay.
So you're going to have to tow it home. I'm like, I'm not towing it home. I'm like, can it drive? If I bring a battery, can it drive? He's like, yeah, sure. Gosh. If you bring a battery, it'll drive. So I was like, I'll just buy a battery and then we'll see. So I go to the store, I buy the battery, I get the buddy, he drives me up there, we meet him up there. I'm like, okay, let's put this in and let's so we put the battery and I'm looking at the engine. There's this napkin sticking out of this breather area, this breather tube, and I'm like, what's with the napkin? He just looks at me. This is the best line ever. This is something I've learned from Marketplace. He goes, I'm not a mechanic. Don't look at me. I'm like, oh, because there's oil everywhere in here, and there's napkins sticking out of stuff. I just thought maybe you put that there for a reason. Well, he's like, I don't know. It'll start up. Trust me. So we put the battery in. He goes, I need to start this because it's a little touchy.
Did you take the napkin out?
No, I left it in there.
Okay.
We get in, and he goes, all right, you got to feather a little bit. On these, first gear is back, okay? And reverse is forward, and then you can go through 3 gears. He gets this thing started and he reverses out, drives down, turns right, comes back and pulls in. And he drove me around. And it was loud. Didn't have a muffler-ish.
Sure.
I don't remember. Maybe it had some of a muffler, but it was pretty loud. And he hits the dashboard and he goes, tell you what, I'll sell you this for $900. I'm like, $900? I thought it was going to be like $2,000.
Yeah, what?
I was like, well, I'm driving this thing to Grand Rapids tonight. Can I drive this? He goes, you could drive this thing for the next 3 to 5 years as is. And I go, well, if that's the case, I'll take it. I give him $900 and I drive away. I go into the town, and at this time it's it's dark. Okay, it's dark outside. We've wasted the whole day, and I get some supplies from the gas station, a little fuel additive, just stuff to try to just sort of treat her a little nice. Put some premium gas into it. And I'm like, all right, we're going to go to Grand Rapids from Cadillac. Like, this is going to be a little bit of a drive, but it's not complicated.
Straight down 131?
So at that time, we're in Lake City. And so we need to drive down and turn on M55 and then go right, right. And so I'm driving this thing and it's bouncing around and I'm like, oh, it's so loud. I'm going to be deaf by the time I get home. I turn right, and then my friend calls me. Jason was his name, and he goes, hey, there's a lot of sparks and fire coming out of the back of this thing. Like, I'm just nervous that there's something wrong with it. So I pulled over, and as soon as I pulled over, the gas pedal goes completely limp. I'm like, okay. Well, I go in there and the cable to go to the carburetor was off. So I put it back on. I shut the thing, and I'm like, well, all right. I'm pretty sure it's just rust falling.
Okay.
So let's just try and keep going. And he's like, Dan, I don't know. This might have been a bad decision. I'm like, maybe that guy's back there still. I'm feeling
maybe
a little
he's just laughing.
Like, maybe he's there. Let's go talk to him. So I go to drive forwards, and I turn the wheel, and it's stuck. It will not turn left. It veered left. And I go across the street, and then I'm trying to remember how to shift this left, and then the gas pedal, it went off again. And I'm like, and then it went into the ditch. And I'm like, good grief. Okay, so then I go out, I hook it back up. I get the thing started. I put it in reverse. I wind it back. I go all the way to the stop sign where that golf course is. And I turn it, and I can't turn again. I kind of trail through the stop sign, and I'm trying to get back in the ditch again. Gas thing comes off again, and I have to do this all over again. I wind it back. I drive straight through Lake City up to where that restaurant, right where that restaurant, where the karaoke restaurant was?
Yes.
Yeah, past the karaoke restaurant. On the left is a neighborhood. And I go to turn in, and I hit up the curb and stopped, and then I had to turn it around, reverse, go back, finally and it's all left turns back to this guy's house. He's not there.
He's back in Saginaw?
It was a camper looking kind of house. I'm like,
oh no,
I can't do this. So I call him 9 times. He does not answer. Finally he answers, and he's like, what do you want? I'm like, well, sir, you said that I could drive this the next 3 to 5 years, but I'm having a hard time driving it 3 to 5 miles. I'm at your house right now. He's like, well, too bad. It's as is. This is an as is sale. Facebook Marketplace. This is non-binding. I'm like, have you ever made a mistake before? I started appealing. I started to say, listen, I'm a young man. I go, he goes, you and your generation, all you ever want is for everything to be perfect and all this stuff. And I'm like, it literally doesn't drive. Like,
you're
it's
like,
broken
you just
down
lied to me
4 times since I've taken
You're
it.
like, you don't actually know what it took to turn around.
And so he's like, all right, fine. And he hangs up, and he comes back.
Oh, wow.
And he came back. This is a matter of debate, but this is how I remember it. He drove through the yard, not in the road. He just cut into the ditch through the yard of his own yard and got out of the car. I think while it was still in drive, but others say he put it in drive and got out. But it was a very furious looking kind of like landing. He was wearing a tank top. And he starts yelling at us, get into the house, get into the... Well, this house had a padlock on the outside of the house. And so my friend goes, I'm not going into that house with you. And I'm like, all right, I'll go in. Why are we going in this house? We go in there and he says, look, you wasted my whole day or whatever. He's like, so I'm going to take $200 from what you gave me and I'm keeping this battery. And I'm like... You can give me back $700. I'm like, I'll take it. And so I took the money. I probably should have said, my dad is a captain of the Michigan State Police 30 miles from here. How about I have him come punch you in the face and give me all the money? But instead, I took the money. I walked out. I go, we got the car. And that kid drove as fast as we could out of there because he was scared. And drove us all the way back. And we didn't really say much other than... I had never drank an energy drink before that night.
Sure.
And some of us wonder if the energy drink that I drank on our way up there caused me to get a little wacky in the mind. I don't know. Well, we get back, and I had this tobacco tin that I used to store money in, and in my pipe tobacco days. And I opened it up, and there's $200 in there that I forgot that I had. Oh. So by the time Chelsea got home, I was like, Chelsea, I have good news and bad news. I lost $200, but I found $200. And
you broke even.
I still don't have a Jeep. I mean, to this day. So, I mean, whatever.
You weren't meant to have that.
That's Facebook Marketplace. You never know what you're going to get there. Good. I mean, I like it because society gets to just sort of work together and solve problems.
I like what you said about the garage sale. That's hilarious.
If you need it, maybe somebody's got it. Yeah. I primarily, to this point, I trade a lot of things on there.
Oh, that's...
I say, would you trade for this? All the time. I've traded...
You're like living in the 1900s. Like in like the pilgrimage.
I've got a guy coming to trade. Yeah, I mean, we trade stuff. I sell stuff for my neighbor. I sold a 3-wheeler for him the other day.
There you go.
You know, and it's just...
Do you have good ratings?
I think I do. I'm not really sure how to check that.
I don't know.
I would imagine.
Okay.
There's only been 1 or 2 situations that didn't work out for the buyer.
We'll save those for another day.
That's good. If you got 3 people come in and somebody's there and they're not, you can't, you just say sorry. I mean,
sorry.
It's first come, first serve.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I love it. That's good. That's like to me, that's a classic Dan experience right there.
Is it?
Yeah, it really is.
To me, it is also. Par.
Okay, well, before we wrap things up with your recommendation, or recommendations plural.
I'm gonna get sore.
Your arm's gonna be sore.
Is this 5 pounds?
Don't hold it like that.
I'm not gonna talk like that.
But then that might pick up mine.
Sorry.
And
what were you gonna say, Josh? Sorry.
I want to do just a quick rapid fire of like where I'll ask like best Negroni in town, best pizza, burger, whatever.
Okay.
And I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay.
Okay. Best Negroni in town.
My house.
Okay.
Or my friend Dave's.
Okay.
If you had to buy one, Eastern Kill 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Best pizza in town.
Eastern Kill.
Yeah, in Rockford only.
Yeah.
Best burger in town.
You have to go to the Vestal on Jupiter and West River Drive.
Oh, never heard of. Okay. Best breakfast in town.
It's obviously my house. I really think Chelsea. You can ask Chelsea this: how many times a day
I haven't been over for breakfast.
Does a week does she sit there? Because she doesn't even really like breakfast that much. She does it out of like engineering.
Okay.
She needs protein. I do it, and this is a really hard part of my life is being a pretty good cook around Chelsea, because she's like if I think like I'm like a 7.2, she's a she's a 13, and it's not even close.
Oh,
and so then I'm doing like really good, and she's just like yeah. Well, what she'll do is she'll see me, and I don't even want to ask her for her opinion on this, but she'll see me and she'll be like, "You're pretty impressed." I'm like, "This is so good. I'm so happy with this by myself. I'm just so happy." But if you had to purchase a breakfast somewhere, you'd have to tell me exactly what you wanted to eat, because a burrito is different than like, American classic.
Well, I love a breakfast burrito. So where
That place just closed. I make a good one, but it wasn't it.
my God.
Basalt. Did they close?
Oh yeah, and that is such a shame. Their burrito was so good.
I had a burrito at Mud Penny the other day.
Oh.
That I think was really good.
The one there's one in Rockford now. Did you go to that one?
No, I drove all the way out to Ada to get it.
You
but
did?
it was just because of the way the person that I was meeting
Okay.
with for breakfast needed it to have.
That you like their breakfast burrito?
I've had the burrito in Ada and over by Founders, wherever that one is over there.
Oh, that Mud Penny. What about like if I want like a skillet or like
If you get a skill, you have to go to the West Sider, but whatever. I mean, it's hard to get down there. But if I was gonna go for a breakfast skillet, that's where I would go. A regular breakfast, I think, if you're just a regular American, you want to have like a breakfast that's always going to be good. It's Lucy's Cafe.
oh, okay.
Plainfield.
Yeah. Pass it most days and I still have never been, so
If you go there and if you go there with low expectations, you're going to be so happy.
okay.
If you go there with high expectations, I can't really help you there. I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Sure. Okay, what if I want a beer? Not like a cocktail, but I want
A beer?
Yeah.
What kind of beer do you like?
Me personally, not many.
What are you talking about? Like, do you want a craft beer?
somebody who would want a beer, maybe like any type. Like, where could you go to get a good one and maybe a variety of?
Not that I would do this, but the best place to go, I think, is going to be Founders. If you get a beer at Founders, I've never met somebody who was like, that was a bad beer.
Sure.
Plus, they put a lot of money into like all their fire pits and outside stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I don't drink beer, so whatever. Perrin, I know people are into the crown jewel of Comstock Park. You could go there.
My friends and I, we
but-
were just talking about going to Archival. Wait.
Yeah. On West River, up by my house.
That's on West. Yeah, that's near you. Okay, those are the ones I thought of. So, yeah.
Okay.
But your time to shine to round us out for this evening, for today's episode.
Yeah.
Dan, what are you recommending?
This is it. We got to wrap up.
This is the wrap up.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep going?
Just having so much fun talking to you.
Thank you. Do you have something that you want to say or talk about before we get to your Rex?
You can choose between the war in Iran,
What was the second thing?
I'm getting there. The most important Christian practice or principle that you could think of. If you had to take someone out on a first date, but you never met them before, what would you do? And it has to be at least 3 things.
Like it's a 3-part date.
Yeah.
Okay.
4.
Oh,
and you
wow.
can stop me anytime you want to stop me.
Stop at
because-
5. I want you to stop at 5.
Okay. Number 4. If you had unlimited resources and you were going to buy a car, what car would it be? Number 5. If you were to go anywhere in the world and the unlimited resources, okay, I'm not going to hinder you financially, and you had to bring 10 friends
Whoa.
and it can't be Mexico, where would you go? All right, so you could choose
That's
out of
funny.
those 5.
That's funny.
If you had to sip on one of those questions, what
That's
question
good.
would
I
it
saw
be?
you look at that. Wow. There's so many directions. What was
Number 6. If you had to kill one of your friends, which one?
Elijah Robbins?
Well, I hope he's a Christian.
Yes.
Perfect.
Sorry, Elijah. I don't even think he listens to this, which is fine. Okay. What
What do you think the most important thing in our day that differentiates being a Christian versus someone in the world who just has good morals is?
What is the difference?
Yeah. Is there a difference?
Maybe like intent or like motive.
Oh. You're saying, okay, so there's a motivational difference.
I think maybe like if like
Let's just say I'm an agnostic person, but I am a really good guy.
yeah,
My motives are different than a Christian.
I think so.
But I do a lot of volunteering though.
Okay.
and like
I don't. I think it could be to like. I'm not saying this like is true for somebody that maybe is agnostic, but that like for them maybe it's like they do that because it makes them feel good, or maybe because like maybe they do genuinely love. Maybe like they are passionate about. I think somebody can be passionate about serving, and not be a Christian. I think maybe it could be. I guess maybe if you're agnostic, then you don't maybe think in like higher power terms, but maybe like that something good will then come back around to you.
Oh, really?
You know? Do you know that whole thing? Like good karma?
It seems to be in vogue. Yes.
So, yeah. What do you...
You're the counselor, you know, I mean.
I'm a counselor, not a theologist.
This is theology?
I think... Is it? I don't know. I think my gut initial reactive answer without thinking too much into it is motive and intent.
What is the Christian's motive then?
To reflect the life of Jesus.
I like that. I could be happy with that.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
Okay, thanks.
That's something to think about, everybody. You know, the segment of What's the Sip that I contribute is something to think about.
I like that. That's good.
Something to think about with Dan.
Hey, so this week, think about that.
Yeah, think about that. What's the difference?
Yeah. I think it is now time for our recommendations.
Thank you for that little...
Thanks for asking that, though. That was great. I loved
tangential moment.
I loved all those prompts. I would answer all 5, but I love the one that we went with.
I'll put them in the comments.
So, yeah.
All right, so you're asking me, what is your recommendation?
What are you recommending to the people?
All right, this is my answer. Do it your own way. Okay? Just anything.
Okay.
Fill in the blank. Doing it your own way. That's my recommendation.
I love it.
I was thinking about that today, where I was removing the branding off of something that I was wearing because I'm sick of being a billboard for other companies. Okay, I already bought your clothes. Now I have to walk around and market your stupid company for free for the rest of my life. I can't. I want it to be my own. I don't have a brand, but I'm gonna. Well, I did for a while. It was called Spite Fits.
Okay.
But I lost my credit card and that whole thing got lapsed months ago. Anyways, but if you think about it, do it your own way, I think could just really benefit most people.
I love it. And is that kind of like up for interpretation?
There is nothing... Yes, of course. That's all up for interpretation. I was pouring some ranch today, and I'm like, I'm not eating it just the way you made it. I don't even know what seasoning. I always do this. I add a little something to it because I don't want to just eat it that way. I want it to be my own way. Ketchup. I'll put a little extra something. Anything. I will just put it a little my way, and it has made me so happy making my own things. Ask Austin. I make my own hot pepper jam. I pulled out a jar of salsa the other day. I was just looking at it. I was like, just another jar of salsa. But then I blended up 2 jalapenos and 1 habanero pepper and some honey. And I put it all in there. I think I maybe added some pineapple juice. And that jar of salsa is my own way. And I can't get enough of it. I eat it with everything now.
I love it.
Do it your own way.
Do it your own way.
I could give you a lot more examples of doing it your own way. I did not go to undergrad. I didn't feel like I needed to do it. I went straight to master's, and I did master's. Do it your own way.
Do it your own way.
And see what happens. Even just think, maybe I could do it my own way. I went to Graydon's Crossings, and I was like, there's nothing on the menu that I want to eat. I said that to the server. It's not offensive. It's just, to me,
it's your truth. It's your truth.
Been to Graydon's?
Yeah,
sometimes it's like,
I have.
What am I going to eat here?
Yeah.
It's either $1 million or 6 shrimp. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I just said, it's brunch. Can you please ask the cook if he will cook me? I don't know what you call this. Egg. It's eggs inside of a toast. What's the name for that you would call it? There's a million different names for this.
I have no name for it.
Some people call it egg in a nest.
Oh, okay.
Toad in a hole. You know, eggs in a basket. I just said I want a piece of toast with an egg in it. That's all I want to eat. I have never in my life had a better version of that than that moment.
Really?
I don't even want to eat it anymore because I don't want to. I don't think I ever have eaten it ever since. Yes, I don't want to even mess with it. That was so good. I've never had it ever again. I've never gone back there either because I just, I don't want to deal with it. But
you've done it your own way.
Do it your own way. The menu is to me is a suggestion. Exactly. Have a conversation. See where this leads. Ask good questions. Every time I go anywhere, I ask questions. I was renting a car recently, and I'm just like, is the car that I've rented the car that I have to have? Is there anything I can do? And she goes, you know what? I actually have a very nice car that you can just take. She goes, but you have to reach across this counter and take the key. So I go, that's all I had to do? She's like, yep. I took it. This was like, it was like a Dodge Charger, like a new one.
Sure.
Sort of like a sportier looking car. Whereas what I reserved was like the wackiest, cheapest smart car or whatever, I went to rent another car recently because Chelsea crashed our car on accident. And I go, I can't fit my whole family in this. Is there anything you can help me? He goes, no, I can't. I go, all right, then I'll take what I can get. I opened the door and it smelled so bad. I go, this is a rancid smelling car. I'd prefer not to have this. And he's like, it does smell pretty bad. I'll upgrade you. I said to him, the difference between you upgrading me and not is just the smell, and it's just this little tiny button on your iPad. He's like, yeah, it is. And so that just goes to show, guys, there's a lot more flexibility in the world. If you would just don't do it their way.
True.
Don't do it their way.
Yeah.
Within reason. Just push it. Not I'm not even saying be rude. Just see.
I'm
just
a big
ask.
proponent of I'm a big proponent of you never know unless you ask.
Right.
So.
And they never know what you want unless you kind of hint at it.
True. Or straight up ask them for it. So
exactly.
Oh, that's so good. Do it your own way. Okay.
That's my suggestion.
That's great. That's a great recommendation.
And, So we'll see.
Well, Dan, thanks so much for being here. What a delight. You'll have to come back around. Come back with you love a Negroni, but maybe we need to do a green tea. Tea. So
yeah, I would love
to. Any final words?
Nope. Thanks, Josh.
All right.
You're the man.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Charlie.
Thanks, Charlie.
God bless you.
All righty, sippers. Have a great week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Enjoy some pre-show content.
He will indulge in some fast food for sure.
Well, that is similar to adult beverages.
Tell me how.
Both have a taboo, a stigma. They both are net negative for you. Instant gratification. You really can't win with either of them. And so it's not...
Okay.
Except for in the moment, in the initial moment of impact, But
Sure.
Arby's has the sliders, right? In the late night, they have the tenders plus sticks.
We just found out about
Where
that.
am I supposed to go? If I get out of work in the middle of the night, where am I supposed to go?
We just found out about the
Arby's.
tenders and the sticks.
My first job was Arby's when I was 15. Wow. My older brothers both worked there together. We all ran the Arby's.
Wow, that's fun.
One was the manager, one was the front, and I was the drive-thru.
Oh, did you like the drive-thru?
Love the drive-thru. I did the drive-thru at Starbucks. I'm Mr. Drive-thru.
Yeah, I feel like you would love a drive-thru. I might too, at the right place.
Because you get to answer.
Yeah. At the right place, I would.
I stole the McDonald's drive-thru headset once when I was a young man.
Are we recording? Because that'd be
I threw
perfect.
my sweatshirt on the counter, and it was sitting there, and I grabbed my sweatshirt
On purpose?
off. Of course.
Okay.
And then I ate my meal. I didn't do anything, and then I got in the car and I went out into the it's kind of like a grocery store parking lot next door.
Okay.
And I just put it on, started answering the guys. I'm like, welcome to McDonald's.
How old were you?
17, maybe 16.
That's funny.
16. There was 1 year between when I learned to drive and when I moved out.
Okay.
So probably 16. I'm like, welcome to McDonald's. And they go, can we have a cheeseburger? I'm like, sorry, we're all out of cheeseburgers. But have you considered going to Arby's across the street? I kept throwing in Arby's. It was just across the street.
That's
they
really
had
funny.
Fresh sliced roast beef. And then they'd get out. They'd be like, who's on the side right now? Get off of the side. Give it back. Where are you? And I'm like, you'll never catch me.
Did you ever?
No, I just threw it away. I just threw it somewhere out the window. But
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.